okay? Harivardhan or Arun, Chetan, can any one of you share whether my voice is clear or it is low? It's audible. Thank you, Chetan. Prajesh, I am still not the co-host.
Yes, Prabhu, I'm doing it. The host is ISJM Mangalore, so Prabhu will do you as the co-host.
Thank you. Now I am a co-host. So yeah, Prajesh was telling that there is a very enthusiastic participation, and I guess some of the students I would have met during my visit to Canberra College or Sahyadri College, maybe a few of them also. So a warm welcome for this Friday evening session, which they are being conducting on Discover Yourself. And today's topic for discussion is Discover the Real Eternal Love, or fulfill the ever longing of the heart. So by now you would have been very much nicely oriented towards the basics of Bhagavad Gita from this session, I believe, from Dr. Sushil, who is a very good friend of mine and a very, very gentlemanly person. And I'm sure you would have been largely being benefited from his session. So this is almost the third last session of this course, Discover Yourself, probably two more from here. So in this session, we are probably going to discuss these 4 items in main: the attraction principle, what is boss and das, what is the dharma of the soul, and we are not the gods, but we are gods. Very, very important session. And those who are really interested, so I believe that all of you are, in starting there were many, but now there are 18. I guess there are some 50, but you are all chosen ones who have been continuously attending the sessions. I know Panchadeep Bhattacharya, had met him in the train. Very, very good student also. So all of you are really potential leaders, because you are gaining very nice spiritual knowledge and already you will be doing good in your field. So I wish you all the best for all these sessions, the course, and I hope and pray that this makes your life wonderful, thought-provoking, not only making your life successful, but you will share this with others in the times to come, as we see Dr. Sushil, Prajesh, Dhananjay, and the whole team is doing it. So before starting with this important topic, we'd like to have a short prayer to invoke the blessings of their lordships. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadandikam. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you very much for joining today. And I also forgot to mention that I would really appreciate that there are few students who are daily coming for the meditation taken by Prajesh Prabhu, our dear student. who has been very helpful in coordinating this event, along with Dhananjay, who is also a research person in Shema Case Hegde Institute. So very, very grateful to both of you to coordinate this very nicely, along with Ashok Prabhu, one of the NITK pass out student also. So thank you to all this team to make it a grand success. And I believe that they are also planning for a certificate ceremony probably this Sunday. So they will coordinate that very soon to you in case they are planning. So we would like to meet all of you on Sunday if possible at the ISKCON Mangalore temple. So what is this attraction principle? Yes, in life, everybody is attracted to something or other. Without attraction, there is no scope for progress. There is no hope. There is no excitement to go ahead. The question is what we are attracted to. The parents are attracted to the child. The girlfriend is attracted to a boyfriend or vice versa. And a lover of animals and pets is attracted to them. So there is attraction principle very naturally present. But what kind of attraction principle is desirable for us to progress, and what does Lord Sri Krishna recommend, and how Lord Krishna's the word Krishna itself means attraction, all attractive is what we will study there. And the boss and das principle, yes, this is a world where everybody would like to become boss, and that is material world. But the real position of us is das. And after hearing this, some of you may feel, have I come here to become a servant? Have I come here to become a das? Oh, wait and watch. Let us discuss what exactly what we are planning to explore, what Lord Krishna says about it. And the most important, I would say, the third part is the dharma of the soul, which will be loving service. And we are not gods, we are gods. So hopefully I would like to take you through in an interesting way. Coming to the first point is attraction principle. So before and going into this, I hope that the last session was on yoga for modern age, that is the chanting. And before that, there were some nice revision also taken by Prajesh Prabhu. He was mentioning during his meditation session the week. So what is this attraction principle? Who attracts us in this world? Everyone is attracted to some beautiful, strong, or wealthy, as we discussed just now, or because originally these opulences are present in God in oceanic quantity, who himself is supremely attractive. So you can see that there were many photos there of Bill Gates or Miss India. So these are the things which may be attractive, no doubt about it. But if we learn from the scriptures, the Shabda Praman, then we understand the real attraction, which is permanent, which is all lasting, which is satisfying deeply to the heart, is actually coming from the Lord himself. And he's the source of all these attractions. And that is why the word Krishna means all attractive. How can God be God if he is not attractive himself? God especially comes to this material world as an advertisement of his spiritual world where he is. He does so many nice pastimes, as you can see in this picture. Just see how they're enjoying. The cowherd boys, the friends of Krishna and Balram. Is there any tension of exam? Is there any tension of internship, placements? What is the future insecurity? And believe me, my friends, this is day in and day out what they do. They are least bothered about any tension whatsoever. So this is the beauty, wealth, knowledge, fame, strength, and renunciation. Oh, there is a question by Harivardhan. Why at all this material world was created? I can sense that Harivardhan is feeling that we have come in a wrong place. Probably we should have never come here. If I echo the right thing, I'll just answer in a brief. and we'll take much more discussion at the end of the session, that we did not choose to come. No, the fact is we did choose to come in this material world. Not that the Lord wanted to make us come here or create. It is as good as a simple example that government does not want to create the jail. Government wants that all of us remain happy outside the jail, but government knows that there will be some criminals who will have to be rectified. So are we criminals? You can say in one sense, because we somewhat disobeyed the laws of the Lord, and now we are put in such a jail to rectify. It's a rectification program, and we will be soon going back to spiritual world if we just follow the instructions given by the Lord. Like how the person in the jail, he will be relieved if he has a good attitude and he follows the punishment correctly, then he will be soon relieved. Sometimes the period of jail is 6 years, but if the person exceptionally behaves nicely, he can be relieved within 3 years. So that is the short understanding which we'll have before we discuss that in detail in case the doubt still persists at the end. Okay, Harivardhan, thank you for the question. So yes, the beauty, the wealth, the knowledge, the fame, the strength, and the renunciation is all what the Lord possesses in full, not partially. Someone may be beauty, Miss India, Miss Universe, but she may not be knowledgeable, she may not be so much strong, she may not be so much renounced. Or somebody will be very wealthy, Bill Gates, Dhirubhai Ambani, Mukesh Ambani, Anil Ambani, but they may not be very strong or renounced or beautiful. So this is the limitation of the opulence which we see. We may get attracted, but if you have a person who is having all these 6 opulences which can exist in full, in 100%, then that is Lord Krishna. If possible, I would like to narrate each one of the story related to the 6 opulences, which makes God all attractive. The soul, being part and parcel of God, possess similar characteristics of God, but in minute proportion. This is a very important concept. If you understand this, then many of your doubts will be cleared. Why? Because in India, this is a very big major misconception that we will also become God one day. Mamaivamsho jiva bhute jiva bhuta sanatana. Jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. Bhagavad Gita, one verse comes that my part and parcel, the soul, is eternally a fragmented part, not temporarily. So it is not that we'll again merge and become the same as God. No. We have qualitatively same. We also have little beauty, or some of them have little wealth, all coming from the Lord. But the proportion, not only all 6 are not there, but even if one we have, the proportion is minute. So it will always remain minute, but it will attract. So that is why the word Bhagavan is very important for us to understand. It is the word which is used in Bhagavad Gita for almost 28 times and 142 times in Bhagavatam. It is not till Krishna Uvacha. It is said Bhagavan Uvacha. So, yeah. Just give me a second. I'll just recharge the battery so that it is going off. Yeah. So Bhagavan Uvacha, that is mentioned 28 times in Bhagavad Gita and almost 140 times in Srimad Bhagavatam. So Bhaga means opulence, the 6 opulence we just now saw, and Van means the one who possesses. Yes, somebody may tell I am Lakpati. Somebody tell I am Karorpati. Somebody may tell I am Arabpati. But what is Krishna telling or Vishnu telling? I am Lakshmipati. So nobody can claim that I am possess the wealth of the entire world. It is only Krishna who can claim this. Yes, you can see one beauty or the richness, Bill Gates or Albert Einstein in knowledge, or the strength or renounced or fame of Sachin Tendulkar, or renunciation of Sri Madhvacharya, Sri Ramanujacharya. So these are very, very unique cases having only limited opulences. That is only one of the 6, that also in minute proportion. So this indicates a reflection that the real object must exist elsewhere. So when we see a mirage, we see water in the desert or on the road. Actually, there is no water there, but there is water somewhere else. So when we see the inverted reflection of the tree, actually there is no tree in the water. It is only a reflection, but there is a real tree on the land. Similarly, the attraction which we are feeling in this material world is there, but not in the material world. It is in the spiritual world. So in the next session, we will describe elaborately what is the spiritual world. But before that, we need to first understand some basics about it. So the spiritual world is a real object and the material world is a reflection, a poor reflection, not perfect reflection. But the sad part of the story is that we are getting attracted to the poor reflection. So that is where we have to try and understand the message of the Lord. Let us go one by one. If it's the beauty of the Lord, Kandarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobha Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Brahma Samhita tells that the beauty of Lord Krishna is equivalent to 1 crore cupids. You know who is a cupid? Cupid is a demigod meant for attracting opposite sex, the male and the female counterparts. So you might have seen a heart and pierced by an arrow. So that is what is the job of a cupid, Kama Devata. So one day Kama Devata thought, let me go and attract Krishna in Vrindavan. And he went and he fainted there by seeing the beauty, the Tribhanga form of the Lord Krishna. Many get so much attracted, the gopis, the Vrajavasis, just by the naughty things of Krishna which even he does. But they get mesmerized. The way he stands is very attractive to the people. Okay, what about the wealth? Even Lakshmi Devi is massaging the feet. What to speak of the petty crore-pratis of this material world? Lakshmi Ji is not only massaging the feet, but she is doing jhadu of Vaikuntha, that is a spiritual world. Why? She wants to get entry into the pastimes of the Lord, the intimate pastimes which are there in Vrindavan, the Golok Vrindavan, the topmost spiritual planet. Is there any dirt in Vaikuntha that Lakshmi Ji has to clean it? No. It is just a request, a plea, a bahana to get association and mercy of Lord Krishna that Lakshmi Ji is doing. So now you can imagine how much wealth is subordinate to Krishna. Krishna's wealth is so much so that the Lord Vishnu, that the entire Vaikuntha Vasis are simply worshipping him in awe and reverence. He can bestow unlimited wealth to his devotees like that of Sudama. Whether it is knowledge, oh, he is the original Vedas. The Vedas which came from Lord Brahma to Narada to Vyasadeva was originally told by Krishna to Brahma. So once Srila Prabhupada was visiting African country, Srila Prabhupada, if in case some of you don't know, is the founder of ISKCON. And he was the one who propagated the message of Bhagavad Gita far and wide. So he was landing in Africa at middle of the night, 12 o'clock, and the moment a group of youngsters saw them with his disciples chanting, dance, or having shikha and shaven headed like this, immediately they told, Hare Krishna. So Prabhupada told, see, Krishna is famous in Africa also. So the Bhagavad Gita knowledge is spread all around. Today we had program in St. Aloysius College of Mangalore, and they were so much eager to learn. They were so much receptive. They want more and more sessions. Many of them already know about Bhagavad Gita, but they want to learn more deeper. So Bhagavad Gita is not only famous about in India, but in the West also. And today we are getting permissions from Russia, Muslim countries to get permission for printing Bhagavad Gita. What to speak of the American and European countries? ISKCON's Bhagavad Gita has become the best and number one that Narendra Modi ji gifted it to the Japanese Prime Minister, and he opened a 180 kg model in Delhi. So that is the fame. Coming to the strength, all of you know Girivardhari Gopal. With the left hand's little finger, he can raise a mountain like Govardhan without measuring the center of the gravity. He doesn't have to see where the center of gravity is. So effortlessly he can raise it and give shelter to thousands of Brajvasis for 7 days and 7 nights. He is the one who jumped with Balram from a huge mountain as much as 90 kilometers height. When Jarasanga and Kalevana were fighting with them just to save Rukmani, they had flown away. And that is why Krishna is also called as Ranachhod Rai. So can a person who jumped 90 kilometers without any injury can die with a hunter's arrow? Absolutely not. So the strength of Krishna is amazing. Once one of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada was drawing Krishna lifting Govardhan, and she made a very big bicep here, thinking that Krishna will require a big muscle to lift a mountain. Srila Prabhupada immediately corrected, oh, this is wrong. Krishna doesn't require a bicep. His body is transcendental. He is not like ours. Effortlessly, he killed so many demons. Let it be Putana, let it be Shaktasura, let it be Trinavrata. None of them he took a weapon. Only with Shishupal he took the Sudarshan Chakra. So that is Lord Krishna. Yes, we discussed a bit about fame, that how he is famous all around. Even now today, we see that 600 ISKCON temples all around the world. 60 crores of literatures of Bhagavad Gita and other small books are distributed already. Why? Why people are referring? Because the very nature, the soul, which we'll discuss now, the dharma of the soul is to get attracted and serve the Lord. And the last and but very interesting point on the renunciation. Krishna, as we are going to discuss now, the boss and das principle. Can you see in the first picture, he is carrying the chappal of his father, Nanda Maharaj. You know why? One day, Nanda Maharaj asked the Yashoda, she's just standing here. She's not fully seen in the picture, but she's right here. Was asked by Yashoda was asked by Nanda Maharaj, does your Krishna know something to do, or simply he's roaming, cheating, doing makhan chori? Does he know some work to do or not? Yashodama immediately told, yes, why not? You tell anything and he will do it. Nanda Maharaj was chappal. Krishna brought chappal, keeping it on his head. See Sudama coming all the way from his home to Dwarka to meet him. His feet are being washed by the Lord. The king of Dwarka is washing his feet. See, the ladies are saying, what is this king? He is washing the feet of a poor Brahmana. Not only this, there are not such one or two occasions, multiple times when there was a Rajasuya Yajna of Yudhishthira Maharaj, he welcomed the guest. He was like a receptionist of all the guests who came for the function, and he washed their feet. What about Arjuna? When Arjuna became the main person for fighting the battle, the main devotee from Pandava's side, Krishna was ready to become the driver. Can you imagine the supreme lord of the universe becoming a driver? Even our boss in a company will hesitate to become our driver when there is a need
For example, if there is a rain and we need a help, a drop, he will make sure all the windows are closed and nobody sees, in case he does sometimes. But here, this driver is not at all worried. Let the whole world see that I am the driver of my devotee. That is what is Krishna. So this boss is not a boss of material world who is wanting to exploit us, exploit his servants, take more and more work, but give lesser and lesser salary. And the employees are the other way around. Do more and more, taking more and more salary and giving less and less service. No, this is right opposite in the spiritual world. The boss, the ultimate boss, is ready to become your servant, the servant of the servant. So this is called as renunciation. He is not worried about his position as a supreme lord. He is here to reciprocate with his devotees. Time and again, Krishna is proving this. So this is an opulence. Nobody easily can do this, as we discussed. So who will not get attracted to such opulences of the Lord? And indeed, it makes him the all attractive. Who will not fall in love with such a God, with such a master, with such a boss? It is very natural for us. Yadyad vibhuti mat sattvam shrimad urjitam eva va tattad eve vagaccha tvam mama tejum shasambhavam. In 10.41, Krishna tells, know that all opulent, beautiful and glorious creations spring but a spark of my splendor. Whatever beauty or wealth you can see in this world is just a spark, oh Arjuna. It is not full opulence of mine. So with that, coming to this boss and das principle, which makes it very easy for you to understand that the Supreme Lord, although the boss and the servants are there, but it is so amazing to see them. They are so blissful. See, everybody is so happy in serving the Lord in the spiritual world. The husband, wife is not attracted to each other, but they are attracted to serving the Lord. One is putting peacock feather or the chamara, others are singing some glories, others are making instruments, playing the instruments, others are catching flower and taking plates of flower. The peacocks are also attracted to the beauty. And that is can you imagine any such boss in this material world who is so attractive? And all the souls are his eternal servants. So this is our real position, and we'll discuss a bit more in detail about how that is. See, when it comes to material world, this principle is maintained of boss and das. A principal is kind of a boss, and the students are like das, who have to follow the instructions of the principal and receive education. In the company also, the boss gives salary, the employees work, and they may get some increment if the boss is happy. And same with the nation, prime minister, he gives facilities, welfare for the citizen, and citizens should obey the laws and give votes to maintain. So this principle is there in the material world, but the spiritual world works that the service is given to the Supreme Lord, not in a exploitative manner, but in a loving format, naturally attractive form. Once they give the service, they receive eternal happiness. So this is a happiness formula. Instead of giving service in our heart to the material boss, we have to give it to the spiritual boss. We have to be very responsible in our service, even in the material world. But our heart should be with the spiritual boss, because he is our original father. All the souls are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. They can only get nourishment and happiness by service to God. Okay, there is a small quiz in case we can have some interaction. What is it about? It is a comparison between divine and demoniac qualities. The divine obeys the laws of God, whether the demoniac rebels against the God's law. Let us see if we can have participation of what are the divine qualities in against with the demoniac. You already got one example, that those who rebel against the laws of God are demoniac, whether those who obey are divine. So now comes a question. Selfishly concerned about one's own gratification is a demoniac propensity. So what will be the divine quality against this? Very simple. Any chat, or you can unmute also, Prajesh Prabhu, if they want to. Anybody? What will be the characteristic opposite to this? Okay, we have one answer. I was not selfish, but forced to be so. Yeah, nobody is. Even I was selfish, and probably now also in occasions. But the point is, we are learning here. The opposite of demoniac is to be selfishly concerned about one's own gratification. The divine quality will be selflessness. Is it not? Huh? Selfless service to God and others. Okay, so now I think you have understood how to go around. So let us see this one. I am a self-made man. That means he's thinking that I don't require others. I have made myself and I don't have to do anything or no dependent on anything. I'm independent. So what will be a divine quality in front of this? Any contribution or guess? Wow, there is one more answer here. Our soul is part and parcel of the Lord. Very nice. Panchdeep has almost got it there right. That we are made out of the soul and grateful to God because we are dependent on Him. Okay, just do it. Eat, drink, and enjoy life. There is nothing beyond it. What can be against this, a divine quality? Is life meant to just eat, drink, and enjoy? Just do it as it is written in some t-shirts, or there is much more to it? Yes, there is an answer from Panchdeep again. The selfless service to the Lord. Amazing. Rightly caught by Panchdeep. Being conscious to avoid sin, that is always to be aware of the service aspect. So here we can have an example of Duryodhana, and I'm sure you will get many examples on the divine. Let us see one or two from the audience. Who comes in your mind as a divine person? Yes, Krishna. Krishna is Lord himself, but a devotee. Yes, Saurav is telling Arjuna. Panchdeep is telling Arjuna. Many are going for Arjuna. Very nice. Chetan also. Let us see one or two more other than Arjun. Many are there, is it not? In the scriptures, Ramayana, Mahabharata, there is Yudhishthir, there is Hanuman. All they are divine quality. Yes, Karna. Okay. Karna is a little 50-50. We cannot exactly tell as divine, and how and why is a little difficult subject matter to discuss now. But we will discuss about Karna in depth in our future classes. So as of now, we'll keep it as Yudhishthira here. Now, very, very important, as I was just mentioning about merging into the Lord, or is Lord a impersonal light or energy, or he has a form, or he is a person. Let us say, ask one of you, what is your thought about, is God a person or he is an impersonal light? What do you feel? Does he have a body like us, or he doesn't have? Yes, we have one answer coming up too. Okay, Harivardhan Prabhu says yes. Chetan says impersonal light. Saurav also tells energy. And yes, that is why it is a topic for discussion. Thank you for your inputs, Saurav, Harivardhan, and Chetan. I think it was, Chetan. Thank you. So this is a subject discussed by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, 12th chapter. And we will just try to see in summary. So do you see that there is a person, Bill Gates, behind Microsoft company? Although Microsoft company is huge, it has many branches all over the world. It's very nicely managed. But there is a person who is running and managing it. Okay, a country governed by the elected party, BJP or Congress, may be running the country. But when it comes that who is leading the country or who is the person behind it, then surely there is a personality. Today it is Narendra Modi, tomorrow it can be somebody else, but there will be always a person. So coming to a very nicely, perfectly organized entire thing, cannot there be a person behind this gigantic manifestation? I'm sure you went through one of the presentations by Dr. Sushil about how there is a very nice macroscopic and microscopic structure behind whom there is a superpower. But that time we did not reveal that that superpower is a person or a light. Today we are going to reveal whether he is just a light or a person. You see what Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. That is Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo. Another place he tells, Natad bhasyate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha yad gatva nivartan na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. This is the description of spiritual world given by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 15 chapter 6 shloka. Oh Arjuna, what is the nature of that spiritual world where I stay? Is it enlightened by sun? Sorry. Na tad bhasyate suryo. There is no sunlight there. Okay, there is a moon. Sorry, there is no moon. Na shashanko. Okay, there may be some electricity. Sorry, sir, not even electricity. Na pavakaha. Then what is there? There is a self-illumination. The whole spiritual world is illuminated by the light emanating from the body of the Lord. In Golok Vrindavan, Lord Krishna and Lord Vishnu, even in the Vaikuntha. So, the one, Yad Gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramama. The one who reaches it never returns to this material world. But a question may come. If one does not return to this material world, why at all we came? Which Harivardhan was asking recently, just in the beginning. Yes, that is why we told, no? We can do mistake once, but we will have a bad remembrance as a dream, bad dream, and we will never repeat it second time. So when we came, we did not have an experience of this material world, the sufferings here. But now we have a good experience and we will not go back. In Hindi, there is a saying, दूध का जला छाछ भी फूंक फूंक के पीता है. What is this meaning? दूध का जला, the one who has got burnt by the milk, hot milk. When the buttermilk comes, which can never be hot, but that also is very suspicious because he knows he has a bad experience. So similarly, the one who has a bad experience in material world will never like to come back here. See, this material world is like a place, very amazing place, which even the Bollywood movies, one of the songs tells. I don't wish to sing here and show you, but I'll just tell a glimpse, a short part of it to just make you aware. What is it? In a graphic way. I am sure you might have heard, some of you, in this is a very old movie where this song was being played. Aachal ke tujhe मैं लेके चलूं एक ऐसे गगन के तले जहां गम भी न हो आंसू भी न हो बस प्यार ही प्यार पले. Anyone of you have heard this song? Can raise an hand. Let us see if anybody has. Oh yes, there is one Harivardhan who has heard this. Okay, maybe one or two might have heard. It's a very old song. Yeah, Chetan is telling no. Or Saurav is telling yes. Yeah. So this song basically tells that we will take you to a world where there is no sorrow, there is no tears, there is only love. But they don't take us. The problem is there. They only sing a song and leave it to that. But Bhagavad Gita takes us. See here. This is the description. This is the address. This is the way to go. Every detail is mentioned about the spiritual world and the process is chalked out how to go over there. So that is the nature of this spiritual world. That there is self-elimination. In the beginning of the battle of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was stressed because he was depending on his own ideas. See, this is what can happen with us. We don't want to depend on a guru. We don't want to depend on any external thing. We just want to decide and carve our life according to us. That's what Arjuna was doing precisely. He thought, no, 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 I will not fight. Why should I fight? I don't want to kill my relatives. I don't want kingdom. Let them have the kingdom. I will go and do tapasya. He was trying to be a good person. A good person only has such thoughts that let them enjoy, no fighting, let everything be peaceful. But actually, he was wrong. There was a need of fight because the adharma was winning over and Krishna was wanting to maintain the dharma. Imagine what will happen if Duryodhan becomes the king. The praja, the citizens will be suffering by exploitation. So Arjuna was under stress because he was depending on his own ideas without consulting Lord Krishna. In my best of experience, I can suggest all of you that in your life, you should always have a mentor. And that is what these people are very nicely organizing here to call guest speakers, experienced people who have been through this college life, etc., who are experienced and have undergone failures and difficulties and successfully come over that. So you should have a mentor in your life, like how Arjuna took Krishna as his mentor. Shishyaste ham shadimam tvam prapannam. I accept you as my master. Please instruct me. I am confused. So in our life, there will be confusion. Arjuna was filled with that. But the good thing what he did, he accepted Krishna as his master and followed the instructions very faithfully. And he was a devotee. And then the Bhagavad Gita ends. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanordara, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhuter, Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. Sanjaya tells and ends Bhagavad Gita by telling to Dhritarashtra that wherever there is Krishna, wherever there is Arjuna, there will be always victory, religiosity, and opulence. So we have to choose Krishna in our life. The simple formula in spiritual life is to have X plus Krishna. What is X? X is whatever we do normally. Go to college, do our studies, have relationships, enjoy life, but keeping Krishna in the center. Why I want to go to college? That I can get good marks, I can become a good person in the society, and I can represent Krishna to others and give Krishna to others. People will listen to me. Today I have a BDS and MDS degree. When I go to college and speak about this, then people feel impressed that, okay, he has done, he's an educated person, he could have a very nice career in a clinic, he could have earned money, he could have a good family, but still he's sharing the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, let me listen. So like that, my dentistry, I'm using it for preaching and serving the Lord. Not everybody has to do that, but you can remain as a married person, as a clinician or as an engineer, and you can still spread in whatever time you have. The only advantage with me is that I have more time. I went morning to Aloysius College and shared with hundreds of students. Tomorrow also I will be going. But if I'm in a clinic, I may not be able to. But you can do elsewhere. You can preach in your company, at your home. So that is also fine. So we need to surrender to Krishna. By doing so, one can free from all the sufferings and ultimately attain the spiritual world. So Arjuna surrenders to Krishna and tells Karishye Vachanam Tava after hearing Bhagavad Gita. He did not tell Karishye Vachanam Mama. I will do whatever my mind tells. No, Tava. Karishye Vachanam Tava. So that is the last sloka of Bhagavad Gita which just now I recited. And you can see the difference. 5 Pandavas on one side and 100 Kauravas on the other side. Still Pandavas came out victorious. So is it a magic? Yes, definitely, because Krishna was there on the side of Pandavas. Was Krishna having the army? Was he having any weapon? No, still they won. Why? Because Krishna is that great. He can make the whole game turn around to you. Don't worry. See why I am giving this example here, 500? Because in your life also you will have less people supporting you as a devotee. People will tell you to be more enjoying materially. The world is like that. So tomorrow people will be suggesting you to go for more material opulence. The more and very few like Dr. Sushil, Prajesh, Dhananjay will be suggesting you to take up to spiritual life. So although the people motivating you to go towards spiritual life will be few, but you will end up victorious because you have Krishna, and the world will be defeated because not that they are bad, but the irreligiosity which the world is presenting is bad and will be defeated. Everybody is part and parcel of the Lord, and we need to love everybody. But you will face situations. It is not very easy to practice Bhagavad Gita unless we have good association of people who are practicing themselves. So we need to be very in regular touch. It is very nice that they are conducting very daily sessions, and if possible, you can attend the majority of it. Then you will be in a very good track, and I'm sure it will help your studies also. Don't think it is a waste of time or you have to spend a lot of time. I can guarantee you, those who attend such sessions, they will prosper even academically, what to speak of spiritually. But the Pandavas won because Krishna was there on their side. So anyone who follows in the footsteps of Arjuna will also be successful. And all of us, we want to be successful. So Lord Krishna is the protector of the devotees. He did it time and again. Bhaktavatsala Govinda. This is the very great feature of Lord Krishna. He is ready to even break his promise if it comes to protecting his devotees. He told that I will never take up a weapon, but he took up in the Mahabharata battle to save Arjuna from Bhishma. He had to take some tricks to kill Karna or to kill Duryodhana, to kill Jarasandha. But that is not a part of adharma. It is a part of dharma only, because dharma needs to be protected over adharma. How much adharma did the Kaurava party did by disrobing Draupadi, by playing tricks with Pandavas, by poisoning Bhima, by putting them in the fire. They did enough tricks. But you pray, but the Pandavas never gave up the company of Krishna. They were always in protection of Krishna, remembering Krishna, and their prayers went up to Krishna, and the blessings came down. So in our life, if we always maintain this principle of keeping Krishna as X plus Krishna formula I always give, then our life will also be successful. Yes, it is not easy, but at the same time, it is the only possible best thing we can do with the help of devotees. So the final important part, the second last, but yeah, almost the final, the dharma of the soul, the loving service. We just discussed a brief in the beginning that the dharma is to do service. So how to understand this dharma? See, when it comes to dharma, nowadays the understanding is dharma means Hindu, Muslim, Christian, some faith which one practices. In dictionary also this is written, this kind of a faith, but it's a wrong definition. Let us understand what is dharma. Every living being renders service to someone, whether it is a waiter or a teacher or a mother or a lioness towards a cub, or the doctors to the patient, or a person to the pet. But such service in this world is terminated at the time of death. It doesn't last long. Everybody loves someone, but the problem is this loving thing doesn't last long. And every living being has a tendency to love and serve. So where it should be reposed is what we need to learn. Instead of loving somebody which is temporary, then what should we do? Should we stop loving our mother and father? No, that is not the point. We have to love our mother and father, keeping Krishna in the center, understanding that we both are the part and parcel of the Lord. And having said that, the ultimate father remains Krishna, because we have got mother father in this life, and then in the previous life we would have got another mother father. In the next life we may get another mother father. So what happened to the previous mother father? We don't know. But Krishna is the father life after life after life, in every life. So we need to also understand the service to him. So dharma is the nature of a soul. So what is the dharma of sugar? Can anybody tell? What is that one thing? Dharma means, I'm asking, what is something which we cannot separate out from sugar? Sugar means dash. It is just going without saying. There is an inseparable thing with the sugar is sweetness. Exactly, Panchdeep caught it right. So we cannot separate sweetness from sugar. So the dharma of the sugar is to be sweet. That is the point. What is the dharma of the salt? To be salty. What is the dharma of ice? Okay, to be solid, to be cold. But immediately when you leave it in the hot environment, it will tend to become liquid again, because the dharma of water is to be liquid. Similarly, the dharma of the soul is to serve. Can you tell me one person in this world who is not serving anybody? As we told, somebody is attracted and somebody is serving somebody, whether it is prime minister or mother or father or children or teacher or doctor or lawyer. They have to serve. Unless they will not serve, they'll be removed from them. Even the mother, father who don't have a child, they will adopt a child, or they will keep a puppet, a puppy, or some pet animal, but they will like to serve and love them. So this is why, because the dharma of soul is to serve. We cannot live without service. God is eternal, soul is also eternal. So the loving service, loving relationship is also eternal. And this is called as Sanatan Dharma. That loving and service, but eternally to the Lord. There is no word called Hindu. Actually, that is a misnomer given by the Mughals. Those who stay on the other side of the river Sindhu are Hindu, or the Indus Valley River were given. But our actual dharma is Sanatan Dharma. Just as a man suffering from amnesia forgets his parents and relatives, we have also forgotten our loving service to God. It is there, but it is forgotten, it is covered. It is there in you, it is there in me. So the process is now to uncover, and that is what is the chanting of Hare Krishna. So those who attend this chanting of Hare Krishna daily, which is conducted by Prajesh Prabhu, I can guarantee you that is the sure, short way to uncover this love, to get full happiness, to remove all the unwanted things, dirty which is there in our heart, because that is the rin supreme powder for the cleaning the dirt of the heart, chanting of Hare Krishna. We cannot use rin power or ADL powder to clean the dust of the heart. There is a separate powder, tikya, for it, which is chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, which you studied already in your last session. See here, temporary relationships, money centeredness, work centeredness, or possession centeredness, or pleasure centeredness, or pet centeredness. But we are proposing Krishna centeredness. If you keep Krishna, that is why we go around with Pradakshina. We don't do Pradakshina simply, but Pradakshina is done to keep Krishna in the center. And last and not the least, we are not God, but we are gods. That means one should not have a goal to become God and merge in the God, but one has to serve the God as his servant, his obedient servitor, and love him and serve him, because he has made us. So yeah, this is a poem which will not go in detail, but it basically shares that we are tiny and Lord is the actual doer, and we are just a servant of him. So we need to love him and chant this Hare Krishna as it is going worldwide. We are not the only ones. So the principle of attraction is what we discussed in summary: the 6 opulences and the meaning of the Bhagavan, the Boss and Das formula, parts getting nourished by the serving whole, and is God a person or impersonal light? We discussed that. And the most important part was the dharma of the soul, the temporary material relationships, and eternal Sanatan Dharma. We discussed the analogy of jail also to understand that how the jiva came here, the 6 opulences. Maybe we'll try to recall it at the end if there are no questions. And we are not gods, but we are gods. So with that, we, in short, try to summarize what we discussed today. And now we are open for questions, discussions, whatever may be there. And flowchart is there, which very nicely tells about what we discussed throughout the slides, for you to go through. Sometimes the font size is small, you may not be able to read the full, But yeah, the major points are discussed here. Dharma, the eternal love is to love and serve the God. And the boss and das, we described each the opulences, pastimes of the Lord, and we also discussed that how the Lord is the best boss in the spiritual world. So that is the end of the today's presentation, and we can take questions. Rajesh Prabhu, is there time?
Yes, Prabhu, it is 7:05. There are 10 minutes still for the
Okay.
session. So
Yeah, so we can take some questions if there are. I could not take many in the middle of the session. We can take one or two now, if there are any. Or you can share what you understood in today's session and you would like to apply in your life. I saw very nice and enthusiastic participation. All of you stayed throughout the session almost and heard me patiently. I'm very grateful to you once again for that. So, Parjespo will be sharing the feedback form right at the end of the session in WhatsApp group. So, okay, so no questions. I think it is well clear so far. So then let me ask a question. So if, okay, Chetan has asked one question, we'd like to first answer. What will happen if we get teachers like Krishna and friends like Karna? Very practical question by Chetan. Yes, we may get teachers like Krishna or the devotees of Krishna like Arjuna, Yudhishthira, and friends like Karna. So we need to be careful because this Karna topic came once again. Let me tell a brief about what is Karna. So Karna was no doubt the son of Kunti and Danvir Karna. But problem with Karna was that he always resorted to Duryodhana's advice that to be always on his side because he gave him some facilities like Angaraj Karna. He made him the king of Anga Pradesh because he was not identified as a Kshatriya. He was identified as a Sutaputra, a lower caste person. So a lower caste person cannot fight and be a Kshatriya. So because Duryodhana helped him to come out of that inferiority complex, gave him Angaraj. So that is why he was very much indebted to him, and his connection with Duryodhana became stronger in spite of understanding that Krishna is God, and Krishna was inviting him to come to Pandava's party before the war started, but he rejected, knowing that Krishna is God and knowing that he can do anything. So he was knowing that he has attachment to Duryodhana, but he was helpless because his consciousness was spoiled. So Karna is a very good example for us to understand that what happens to good people if they are going the bad association. Even all of you students present here today, you are in a very nice association, but if you keep a bad company, whatever you have learned can also be getting affected. So what to do? The situation is difficult. There are mostly people like Karna or Duryodhana around here. There are very few Arjunas which we have. So Dhananjay is another name of Arjuna, and he is fortunately here with us. Yes, he is like godly quality, divine quality, so much selflessly serving. So yes, if we don't keep the association of this, what will happen? We will get affected materially, and they will be like Shakuni, Duryodhana, spoiled the consciousness of Karna to an extent that he could not continue. But we need to understand that we need such friends in practical terms. We need to deal with them. We cannot simply avoid them. So we do only formal behavior with them. We don't intimately associate with them. We don't go and sit with them asking about what is his opinion about spirituality, etc. We may take our notes, we may do the project work, and we will push off. We don't sit and share our heart-to-heart feelings with them. Otherwise, they'll open up so much materialistic thought process. We need to be very careful, because if we don't, then there will be a problem. There will be affectedness of this materialism with us. It will infect us. So a very good and practical question that the friends like Karna should be carefully dealt with. We should not be opening our heart to them, and we need to consult our superiors in case there is something needed to be closely associated with them. And first of all, we should recognize who are Karna like friends and who are Arjuna like friends. And for that, we need to be spiritually very powerfully situated, understand Bhagavad Gita and the teachings, and then I'm sure you will be not having any problems. Thank you, Chetan, for that wonderful question and very practical question. So I have seen many good students also getting spoiled due to bad association. So I little bit elaborately shared that. Okay, Chetan Pai. So Chetan Pai and Chetan Shivasharan are different, is it not, Rajesh? Both are different students. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so Chetan Pai is asking, should we be selfless even though the people around us are selfish? Another practical question. Very good. So as a devotee of Krishna and selflessness, which is a divine quality, which Srila Prabhupada depicted by making the whole family ISKCON for all of us. Is it not? Now there is whites and blacks, there are Hindus and Muslims and Christians within one society, chanting, dancing, feasting. So all glories and all credits to Srila Prabhupada, who selflessly went to America with a heart attack. In the last session, I guess they will show you a video about a short lifespan of Prabhupada, I think a 4 or 5 minute clip, which will give you a glimpse about Srila Prabhupada's life. That so many troubles he took, and literally there were life-threatening situations for him. But in case he would have not taken that, today we will not be sitting like this and discussing about Bhagavad Gita. We will not be able to tell you this amazing sublime principles and secrets of happiness. So he took this trouble, and today we are benefiting the results. He wrote the books, he woke up nights, he slept for hardly 2-3 hours, and today we are able to read his Bhagavad Gita. So we should do how much ever we can. That is what is our practical application. We cannot imitate Srila Prabhupada, and neither we can do tit for tat how other people do. But we need to guide ourselves. Yes, he had a purpose, and Krishna is telling us also that we should also have a purpose in life. That and what is the purpose? Bharat Bhumite Janma hoilo yaar, Janma sarthak, Manushya Janma hoilo yaar, Janma sarthak kari par parokar. Krishna in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes 500 years back in West Bengal and instructs, Amar agya hoy, Guru hoyata adesh. So he had a purpose, and we also have a purpose to serve Krishna. Yes, we may not imitate and do exactly what our Prabhupada did, but we can do in a small way. For example, you can see right in front of you that the students and volunteers who are organizing this, they don't have their studies. Prajesh is MBBS student. He has to study a lot. Dhananjay is a research person. He has to do a lot. They are spending their time and coming and making sure that these sessions are done for you in a selfless spirit. Agreed that they may not be taking so much risk as Prabhupada, but they are doing a little. So we can be doing a little. And when people are exploiting us, when they are taking undue advantage of our simplicity and humility, that time we have to be very smart and not get cheated. Just in the name of devotion and bhakti, it is not that we should be cheated. We should be very alert, and people should not unnecessarily take more money like rickshaw fellows or somebody who is trying to envy us and do backbiting and spread rumor and mongering around us. We should get a clarification done, whether it is in the company or in the college. So in that way, we should be. It is not selfishness to clarify our position and make things better for us. At the same time, generally speaking, a devotee is very, very selfless, and he's extending himself, sacrificing his time, money at the cost of his own goodwill sometimes to share it with others. So this is the nature of devotees of Krishna, always being selfless. I hope that answers Chetan's question to an extent. Okay. I did not. Okay. Saurav is telling Hare Krishna. Thank you, Saurav. Hope, yeah, Chetan has told Hare Krishna. Hopefully it helps him. So thank you. There were two nice questions, couple of questions at the end. And I think the time is up, Prajesh, 7:15. So we should end here, because I understand that many of them have many assignments and project works. They are all engineering students. So we should give them time. And thank you, Panchdeep. Thank you, Dhananjay Prabhu, for helping us over here. And there are many more actually, if I am not wrong, who have joined today. Just let me thank all the participants. And they are Arun, Panchdeep, Bodh Chetan, Paulami Dhar, Shriya Shetty, Sinchan, Shushma, and Tanish. So few more probably just left. So thank you all, and my very, very great prayers for all of your good spiritual progress. And if Krishna willing, we'll join sometime in the future. Thank you, Prajesh, for giving me this opportunity to serve. I hope it was helpful. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for taking this beautiful session. I also thank all the participants for joining this session. Tomorrow at the same time, we'll continue with the next session, that is DYS 7. And Sunday we'll have the last session. I request everyone to join for that also. And also I have posted the link for the quiz in the chat. Please answer that. For those who did not receive the link, I'll be again posting the link in WhatsApp, so you can answer from there also. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.